Back here inside the WEC as NJIT, they lose to Jacksonville by a score of 66-54. And we're joined by head coach Mike Lane. And Mike, I know moral victories are not in your department, but 2 games in a row now, your team has fought through all 4 quarters, but have ended up on the losing end.
Yep.
What do you think has been a positive takeaway now in 2 straight games?
Well, I love that we battled, and I think that's something that we just said in the locker room too. It's like, hey, we don't want this post-game speech a lot, but it's better than some of the post-game speeches we've had before that. So, we're battling, and that's really just a credit to these kids. I mean, it's not easy with our record right now and going through this, and they just continue to keep fighting and keep believing what we're trying to feed them. And I thought we played a really good game plan today. We gave up 27 points in the first half. That's a great defensive half. That's what we want to do. It's just our offense wasn't there at times enough tonight to get us through.
No, and that's one thing that you bring up. Turnovers were pretty much even, rebounds, but 2 areas was, like you said, from your field goal percentage at times it was went through a lull, especially in the second quarter. But the biggest thing too I wanted to ask you was the free throws. They kept getting sent to the free throw line quite a bit. You didn't get to the free throw line all that much, just took 7 shots.
Right.
What did you see from your angle that put them at the free throw line so much?
Well, that's what they do. I mean, they attack. That they want to get points in the paint, and they're really good at it. Even when we win zone, they're big in the post. Perry was 1 for 7, and she still gets 9 points because she goes to the line 10 times. That's the kind of that's really good defense, 1 for 7, but 10 free throws out of her is just where we failed a little bit. And, Meeks is going to keep driving. They just do a really good job of that. I thought we were passive in our zone. Some of that was because of what they did to us down there with the turnovers. Certainly that was a big focus for us. But we saw just too much kind of passing it around. Nobody really, I thought we were very tentative. That whole first half, certainly the second quarter was really dry for us. But I just thought we weren't really hunting the shots the right way. And it was really good to see. I thought Ellen pulled that in transition at the end of the second quarter. And I thought that was the first real Ellen Stoll 3. She missed it, and maybe we could have kept for 1 possession there. But I was like, okay, that looked like her 3. So I thought she'd have a better half. She did. And then, when kids see the ball go through the hoop from a teammate, they start to feel good about it. But I thought they did a real good job. We didn't get a lot of attacks out of Danny or a lot of attacks out of Kenna, and now we're not going to go to the line. But when they went man, we were killing them, and then they just said, hey, we're going to zone them, and they're going to have to hit shots, and we just didn't hit enough.
With Maddie Martin going down to injury, you've had to plug in some of your other members off the bench.
Yeah.
Kennedy Cash start now. She had a career best 8 points today. She had some really nice looks. Was there a moment where you kind of wanted to feed her the ball a little bit more, or were you just kind of comfortable with kind of what she did at that point in the first half?
Yeah, no, the ball is going to find you. That's our whole thing. If we're running this offense and we're sharing the ball, you got to be ready to shoot when the ball's at your spot. And I thought that's where we struggled, where we had some corner threes in the first half that just looked tentative, or the ball wasn't in her hands right. You got to be ready. And I thought Kennedy, she's really has a great IQ. Her IQ's growing every day. She knew what passes were coming to her. She stepped into it and shot confidently, which is all we need from her. She's shown some of that where it's a freshman, but that was great to see. And then obviously Tracy coming off was, it was a great highlight. And our bench was awesome with Tracy playing. I mean, she gets a charge. She gets 4 assists. She gets a 3. I know it was not the way Tracy wanted it, but we're getting some contributions from everybody, and we need to. It can't be the Danny Tunstall show. It can't be the Kenneth Squire show. That's not what we're supposed to be anyway. We're sharing the ball. The ball's got to move, and you got to be ready to shoot when it's your time to shoot it.
I did want to follow up about Tracy and real quickly too, I know you mentioned about Danielle and Kenneth. They did what business as usual, but now for Tracy, after all that she's kind of come through in her career, and now you get a veteran essentially. I know she hasn't played in over a year, but someone that has been through the college game compared to some of your other players. How much of an asset is it to you having her back now the rest of the way?
I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, the kid's story is amazing, and to be right on top of obviously Maddie's misfortune, and on a day like this where obviously it's not a cancer situation, but just being resilient and keep fighting, that was a little bit of our message. It's always our message to our kids, and so we can be, feel horrible about Maddie, but we see the flip side of a kid coming back from it and being able to play. And she does. Her IQ, I mean, you saw the pass to Danny Evans. That's a pass we didn't throw until she got out there. And she sees the floor like that. So it's just going to help us with moving the ball. But there's no way that I thought I was playing her 12 minutes.
Right, I was about to ask you too. I mean, 12 minutes.
I just kept on saying, I think she's staying in. And Ariana was like, yeah, and she wanted to stay in, and it was great. But that wasn't necessarily the game plan. And maybe I should have gone to her earlier. But we're really happy for her and proud for her, and hopefully she can finish off her career the right way.
Right, well, ASUN's schedule has it as such. You play on Saturday, you got to play on Monday. Quick turnaround here at home, North Florida. They are pesky. They have been improved here once again. What's it like going against these guys on Monday?
Yeah, and it's going to be tough. And obviously, we took some hits today. Jacksonville's so physical. You saw, MB hit the floor hard, and Tracy's got to bounce back from the first game that she's played in a long time. Kenna's got a big knot on her forehead. So we really got banged up today, but that's what, you got to go to bed, you got to get up tomorrow, and you got to be ready for North Florida. None of us are happy with our performance down there at North Florida. I thought we played well against Jacksonville down in Jacksonville. I thought we saw some of that confidence today that we could play with them. But that North Florida game was just one of those games that not much went well for us. So I think, we'll get their attention with that tomorrow. But they are playing well. But I think, again, if we can get the game to our pace, give us a chance, play some defense and know our personnel the way we need to, I expect another fight like this. This is more the game that we need. It's got to be in the 50s and 60s. We got to be able to score enough points to get there. But, we're not built right now to get into those 70s and 80s.
All right, well, hopefully the game goes well for you on Monday. Looking forward to get back at it. And until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thanks, Mike. And kudos to you on this jacket, man.
I know,
this
right?
Well,
I appreciate it.
This is much better than the Santa.
The Santa thing.
Yeah.
Because me, I don't know. Some people were saying the Christmas suit was a little bit better than this one. So.
No way. This
I'll
is
take
bar none. This is good.
I will take it as a compliment. So that's going to do it for Coach Lane. I'm Mike Ventola as NJIT. They lose to Jacksonville.